Welcome to the deep dive. We take interesting sources, new books, articles, and basically pull out the key stuff so you can get up to speed fast.
And today, we're really digging into something fascinating. It's all about self-authorship.
Yeah, specifically through the lens of this new book, Beyond the Glass Slipper, Reclaiming Your Fairy Tale. It's by Angel Gabriel.
Right.
And it's aimed squarely at, well, modern women, probably mostly 18 to 30-ish.
Exactly. Women looking for, real love, genuine power, and this is key, figuring out how to craft their own happily ever after, not someone else's version.
And our job today really is to show you how the book suggests you do that, how that shift happens.
Because the core idea is pretty powerful, actually. It is. It's basically saying, let's shatter those old passive fairy tale scripts, the ones where you just wait around,
Yeah.
waiting for the magic wand or the rescue.
Exactly, and replace them with, practical tools, frameworks for writing your own story.
So it's moving from waiting to doing.
Yeah, building on agency, self-worth, confidence, active creation, not passive waiting. And it's so relatable, isn't it? Because that idea, that programming, it starts really young.
Oh, definitely.
We sort of absorb it, maybe without even realizing that destiny just shows up on a horse or one kiss fixes everything.
And Gabriel argues those stories, however charming, kind of condition us to put our lives on hold.
Right, like you're waiting for permission from somewhere else before you can really start thriving.
That's the starting point the book wants to just dismantle, burn down, like you said.
Yeah.
And recognizing that conditioning, that trap, that's step one.
Okay, so that leads us perfectly into chapter 1. It introduces this concept. Honestly, it really sticks with you, the unkissed princess. Rewriting your opening scene. And immediately you get that feeling, don't you? That sense of being perpetually paused.
Yeah, like your real life, the main story, hasn't quite started yet. Because you're waiting for that external trigger.
Exactly. The rescuer, the partner, the magical event, whatever it is.
And that feeling of being paused is the problem, according to the book. That psychological setup where your worth feels tied to someone else choosing you.
It makes you postpone things, right? Your own dreams.
Yeah, or you minimize your ambitions. You end up linking these huge life goals to getting validation from outside, societal approval maybe, or finding the person.
So the shift the book demands right away is huge. It's not about being chosen.
No. It's all about choosing yourself, making yourself the main character, the driving force, now.
And, if you're listening and thinking, that sounds a bit like me, the book actually gives you a tool right there.
The self-assessment, yeah. It's practical.
Yeah, it helps you spot those unkissed princess habits. Like, are you putting off that business idea until maybe a partner can help fund it?
Or are you finding it hard to picture what your happiness looks like outside of the traditional marriage and kids box?
It gives you this concrete way to see, okay, maybe my opening scene isn't waiting, maybe it's happening now. This is it.
And that immediate practical tool is so important. It's not just theory. It's like, okay, here's how you start doing it. It brings in that shifting narratives framework straight away.
Moving from, what was it, awaiting external rescue?
To cultivating inner strength and self-reliance. Actively. Consciously.
Okay. So we've decided we're the protagonist. We've picked up the pen. Now what?
Yeah.
Where's the foundation built?
Well, chapter 2 flows right into that. It takes Cinderella, but flips the script completely. Right, Cinderella's true slipper, building your inner empire.
Okay.
Exactly. It's all about constructing that solid sense of self. The slipper isn't about the prince recognizing you.
It's about the perfect fit of who you actually are, your core self.
And this is where the psychology gets really interesting. The book draws a sharp line between relying on external validation versus internal validation.
External being.
Wow.
Likes on social media, a compliment.
Yeah, praise from a boss, approval from others. It's fleeting, it's unstable. A castle built on sand, as the book puts it. Depends entirely on other people.
Get internal.
Genuine self-worth. That's described as an enduring personality characteristic. It's like bedrock. And it's consistently linked to good things, academic success, better relationships, that kind of stuff.
So it's more than just saying love yourself. It's about defining that self.
Precisely. It gives you exercises like the value excavation and strengths inventory. The aim isn't to fit some mold.
It's to figure out your own slipper statement, what your life needs to fit, your non-negotiables.
Yeah, maybe your statement ends up being something like, my life fits when it's built on creative expression and real connection and, I don't know, constant learning. Whatever it is for you.
Okay, so you build that inner foundation, and then you have to act. Move into the world.
Yeah.
Which brings us to chapter 3, Sleeping Beauty's Awakening. embracing active agency and boundaries.
Yeah, Sleeping Beauty. So the sleep isn't really about a curse.
Not in this reframing. It's more like a quiet giving up of your own power, which leads to that feeling we all know, being totally stuck.
Right, and this is where agency comes in, but in a really practical way. Yeah, the book talks about agency and also self-efficacy, which is basically just believing you can actually do the things you set out to do, achieve your goals.
And how does it suggest building that belief, especially if you feel like you can't?
It highlights something called mastery experiences. The idea is you don't tackle Mount Everest on day one.
So, small?
Exactly. You prove to yourself, maybe again and again, that you can handle smaller, manageable tasks. And those little wins, they stack up. They build this deep, solid belief in your own ability.
Okay, that makes sense. Build the muscle.
And then agency needs protection, which means boundaries.
Boundaries. Always tricky.
But the book frames them really carefully. It says they aren't about controlling other people.
They're not aggressive walls.
No, they're compassionate rules you set for yourself. They're about managing your responses, protecting your energy, making choices about your time. That's self-respect in action.
Okay, so self-worth, agency, boundaries. That feels like a really strong base.
Yeah.
Essential maybe before tackling relationships. Definitely seems like the intended progression. And that's chapter 4, Beauty and the Authentic Beast. Navigating Modern Love and Toxic Traps. The title alone, Authentic Beast.
Yeah, it challenges that dangerous idea, that fairy tale trope, that your love can magically fix or transform a partner's really toxic stuff.
Often at great personal cost, right? Self-sacrifice.
Exactly. And this chapter gets into the why we make the choices we do in relationships. It talks about attachment patterns.
Like secure, anxious, avoidant.
Yeah, those ones. Secure, anxious, avoidant, disorganized. The book calls them the invisible threads guiding our choices. Understanding your own pattern is like the first step to rewriting your relationship script consciously.
But you can choose partners who actually align with that self-worth you've been building, not just repeat old patterns.
Precisely. Not just fall back into childhood programming.
And it makes a really specific connection, doesn't it? Between that urge to fix a partner.
The fix him trope, yeah.
And a particular attachment style.
The anxious, preoccupied style.
Yeah.
The book suggests people with this style might be more prone to believing their love can change someone, partly because they fear rejection and really crave that closeness. It can become a pattern of self-sacrifice driven by anxiety.
Wow. Okay, so how does the book guide you away from that?
Well, crucially, it shifts the focus from fixing the other person to protecting yourself.
Yeah.
Self-preservation?
Recognizing red flags.
Absolutely. It details patterns of psychological abuse that sometimes get brushed off. Things like gaslighting, someone trying to isolate you, constant put-downs, those wild mood swings.
Things that chip away at that self-worth you just built.
Exactly. And recognizing them isn't about blame. It's about honoring your own worth and realizing that walking away sometimes is the ultimate act of self-respect. It's claiming your sovereignty.
So, okay, avoiding the toxic traps.
Yeah.
What about building healthy connections?
Well, the actionable plan there focuses on cultivating healthy communication, practical skills.
Like using I statements instead of blaming.
Yeah, assertive I statements. And really learning active listening. The goal is partnerships built on equality, mutual respect, not toxic compromise.
It feels like we've covered a lot, but that's only up to chapter 4, right? The journey continues.
Oh, yeah. The book lays out a whole path. We've covered the foundations, self-worth, agency, relationships, but then it moves into refining your inner world and achieving external goals.
Right. So, chapter 5 is Snow White's mirror. What's the twist there? It's not about vanity.
Not at all. It's about shattering the illusion of perfection. And importantly, it pushes you away from chasing unstable self-esteem.
Which goes up and down based on success or failure.
Exactly. Towards the stability of self-compassion.
Okay, self-compassion. How does the book break that down?
It uses Kristen Neff's model, basically. 3 core things. First, self-kindness. Treating yourself like you'd treat a good friend, especially when you mess up.
Instead of beating yourself up.
Right. Second, common humanity. Realizing that pain and making mistakes, that's just part of being human. You're not uniquely flawed or alone in it.
That sounds relieving, actually.
It really is.
Yeah.
And third, mindfulness. Noticing your difficult thoughts and feelings without getting totally swept away by them, but also without trying to just shove them down.
Observing them almost.
Yeah. And together, these create this internal stability that isn't dependent on whether you won or lost that day. Okay, internal stability. Then chapter 6 seems to move outwards again. Hansel and Gretel's compass. Finding your way. Yeah, this is about purpose. Intentionality. Using goal setting not just for work, but for life. Crafting your path, your breadcrumbs.
Does it offer specific techniques for goal setting?
It does. It draws on established research, like Locke and Latham's theory, the main idea. Goals work best when they're specific, challenging, and you're really committed to them.
So it gives you tools to break down that big happily ever after into actual achievable steps.
And, crucially, it also covers psychological resilience, how to bounce back when things inevitably go wrong.
Okay, resilience. How do
And
you
the
build that?
The book mentions practical things, like using CBT strategies, cognitive behavioral therapy techniques.
What does that look like for the reader?
It means learning to spot your own unhelpful thought patterns. Like if you give a bad presentation and instantly think, I'm a total failure.
Catastrophizing.
Yeah, or all or nothing thinking. CBT helps you catch that, challenge it, and reframe it more realistically. Okay, that one presentation didn't go well, but what about the 50 others that did?
Managing that internal critic.
That sounds incredibly useful.
It is. And it also, smartly, highlights financial independence.
As a tool for resilience.
As a tool for freedom. Having economic options is powerful. It stops you feeling trapped, gives you agency in a very real-world way.
Wow. Okay, so worth, agency, healthy relating, self-compassion, direction, resilience, what's left. The culmination, chapter 7, the Queen's crown. Finally claiming it.
Yeah. This is about truly owning your story, defining your purpose statement, thinking about the impact you want to have, building a living legacy.
Legacy not just as something after you're gone.
No, legacy as the positive ripple effect of your actions now, how you live, the influence you choose to have. It's really about stepping into full self-sovereignty, the queen of your own life.
Okay, so this deep dive, it's really given us the blueprint from the book, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Moving from waiting to creating.
From needing external validation to finding that solid intrinsic worth.
From following old fairy tale scripts to, well, governing yourself.
We've touched on the big ideas: self-authorship, attachment, self-compassion, resilience, the key frameworks.
And this feels really important to say.
Yeah.
Knowing the map is one thing.
Yeah.
The real value of this book seems to be in the doing.
Absolutely. The power isn't just in understanding the concepts we've talked about. It's in the detailed step-by-step exercises, the roadmaps, the frameworks in the full book that actually help you integrate this stuff into your real life.
Is it not a passive read then?
Not at all. It's designed to be an active transformation.
So if this conversation has sparked something in you, if you feel ready to start that journey,
The book, again, is Beyond the Glass Slipper, Reclaiming Your Fairy Tale, a modern woman's guide to love, power, and crafting your own happily ever after, by Angel Gabriel, and it's published by A Monad. And the key takeaway is that the pen, it's already in your hand, you get to write this.
Yeah.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. The book redefines happily ever after. It's not some static endpoint where life becomes perfect and easy.
It's a journey itself.
It's the continuous process of creating yourself, of having a positive impact, of realizing, maybe joyfully, the queen you're becoming day by day. So the question isn't just, should I get the book, but maybe, what's one small independent thing you can do today, right now, before you even open page 1?
like taking that first step from chapter 1.
Exactly. What action will you take to claim the very first moment of your own sovereign story? Because that's where it truly begins.